Right. He's on his way over.
Yes, sir.
You really didn't see what happened?
I don't think there's much doubt about what actually happened. A man was allowed to die of exhaustion on my forced march. I wasn't even looking. Oh, it sounds fantastic, doesn't it?
Well, you seem convinced there's more to it than a piece of incompetence on the part of the sergeant.
Aren't you, sir?
Yes. Your language, on the other hand, was a bit exaggerated.
I said there may have been malicious intent. I think it was deliberate.
Yes, you said that.
I can't excuse myself. I don't really want to. Well, what gets me is there's more to this than meets the eye.
This Dannon, what sort of man was he?
I don't really know, sir.
Well, you should, John. You were his platoon commander.
He had no family, no dependents, no known relations or friends outside the regiment. He kept himself. He didn't cause trouble. If I'd known more, I might have been able to save him.
Yes, and even though it's too late, you'd like to know now. So would I. But the object of the exercise, unfortunately, is not to get you out of trouble. Whatever the Special Investigation Branch find out, I don't think they can do much for you.
On the other hand, they may be able to do something for Sergeant Doke.
We'll have to see, won't we? Look, I'll see you later. Come in. Son, man?
Yes, sir.
Now, sit down, please, son. What kind of brief have they given you?
Not much, sir. Private Dannon, number 1 platoon of A Company, died yesterday at 11:05 of a heart attack while on routine exercise. Only witness, Platoon Sergeant Doke. Circumstances suspicious.
Yes. Well, that may be going too far or not far enough. The commanding officer is sick. The adjutant and half the battalion are on leave. Under the circumstances, I'm delaying the Board of Inquiry until you can give us a report. But, of course, you'll have to move fast. Now, you can go anywhere you like, interrogate anyone you please.
What precisely are the grounds for suspicion, sir?
Oh, that's just it. The platoon commander and myself have a feeling... Oh, well, the whole thing's so unlikely. Men don't die of exhaustion on a routine exercise when they're properly supervised.
What other grounds?
Well, this man Dannon was smaller than the average in the battalion. He was also loaded more heavily than the others. The exercise was in battle order with all platoon weapons. He was also carrying the 2-inch mortar. They were excused from carrying blankets and things like packs full, but apparently the word didn't get round to Private Dannon. It would be nice to know why not.
You're thinking of some kind of conspiracy?
I don't know.
Had the man any medical history of coronary weakness?
No, none at all, obviously.
Well, I'll talk to the platoon commander and the sergeant and the other men in Dannon's section. If you don't mind me saying so, sir, in most other regiments, they keep this kind of investigation to themselves. It would be a family affair. Unless there was much more than this to go on. Why call in the SIB?
Oh, that young officer you saw going out, that's Mr. Calder, the platoon commander. He convinced me that we shouldn't, I agreed. All right, I'll be frank with you. Something is being hidden. We've interrogated till we're blue in the face. Nothing's turned up. You, Sergeant, are a last resort. Does that answer your question?
Here, they got an SIB man. SIB.
What they want him for?
Best if I know. Major's gone off his rocker, if you ask me. That time we had the CO back.
Yeah, but what's he for?
He's got to do the sergeant for doing Dannon.
Doke didn't do Dannon. He done himself.
Poor little bleeder didn't have the constitution.
He were a runt. He were runty.
Oh, them little dark chaps his age, they weaken.
He was Jewish.
He were Irish.
Were he?
I knew he were summit.
SIB man's in with the major now. And he'll be down here, you'll see.
Then SIB, they hang around the pubs, talking to the blokes.
Crafty. Yeah, but what's he on about?
Blessed if I know.
This will give you a rough idea of the route. A circle of about 10 miles. We started here at the camp, over the fields, through the woods, and then to the river. We didn't take the bridge. We crossed the water here where it's about 3 foot deep. Then up Grant's Hill, down this side, and across Shepton's Heath. After Grant's Hill, it was 3 minutes march, 3 minutes double for about 20 minutes. Now, at Shepton Hill, the men carried ammunition boxes from a shed where they kept, here, to the top of the hill, and down again. It's something we started a few months ago. Strength and endurance stuff. With a purpose, of course.
A purpose?
The boxes have bricks in them. They're empty, so we put bricks in them.
And to make them heavier?
Well, full of ammunition, they would be heavier, wouldn't they? As I said, with a purpose.
Quite, sir.
Now a man's died, so of course with these bricks and everything, it looks terrible. Like Dartmoor, or the Burma Railway or something. But I've done it often enough myself after a march, and no one's pushed too far.
But Dannon was?
The hill is a small one. Rocky. Well, some of the men were out of sight at this time. Sergeant Doke thought Dannon was being idle, so he gave him another ammunition box and followed him to about here, on the other side. I couldn't see them. Anyway, I was talking to the corporal. The first I knew about it was when Private R came running to where I was standing and said Dannon had collapsed. By the time I got there, the man was dying. Sergeant Doke was by his side, holding his head. looking green. I sent the corporal down to the main road to the call box, but Dannon was dead before the ambulance arrived.
Did he say anything?
Who, Dannon? He was unconscious.
What about the sergeant?
Couldn't explain, the man just dropped.
All right, sir. Well, I'll talk to Sergeant Doke. Thank you.
I don't know what you want me to say. Have there been enough trouble? What do you think it's like for me? Look, 1 minute he were alive. The next he were on his back, red in the face, breathing funny. Then he were dead. I were there, I saw him.
What was the weight of the box he was carrying?
Well, half underweight.
1 box?
Yeah. Oh, he had 2.
Why 2?
He were been idle, so I gave him a bit extra to do.
Idle?
Yeah, he was the last one to pick up a box. I thought he was going to scarve off it.
So you chased him. How far did you make him carry these boxes?
Around the side, about 50 yards.
Funny way to climb the top of a hill, isn't it? Why not straight up?
I said he were being idle. Well, why not? Oh, I know, it's easy to
Oh,
say
it's
now.
quite normal. On the other hand, 112 pounds and a 2-inch mortar added to battle order. He was only 5'6", wasn't he?
All the men were quite fit. There's nothing unusual for a fit man.
No, I suppose not. Okay, I'll see you later.
Oh, what else do you want to know?
Anything you can tell me.
All right.
Thanks.
Has he gone, Jim? He's not on at you about that chap, is he?
Yeah.
You can deal with the likes of him, can't you?
Oh, yes.
Well, I knew you could. That's why I let him in. You soon chased him out.
You can say that again.
Killer.
Yes, well, naturally the men resent this kind of inquiry. You've seen Sergeant Doke?
Yes, sir.
Was he obstructed?
Not directly, sir. He just went over the facts.
Well, that sounds enough.
Exactly.
Please sit down, Sergeant.
I think if we're going to get anywhere, it's with the minds and backgrounds of the men involved.
Yes, I agree. Hammering on about the circumstances of Dannon's death won't help. We've got to get a bit irrelevant. Supposing he saw Farrow?
Oh, Lord.
Well, I know. I wouldn't wish it on anyone, but he might say something useful, if you can stand the strain.
Farrow?
He's a private in Dannon's section, the only son of General Farrow. The old man and the boy loathe each other cordially, so after Winchester, the general put him in the army. To annoy him, so he says.
Who says?
Dinsdale. The son's name was Dinsdale. To annoy his father back, Dinsdale refuses all promotion, but nevertheless has decided to make the army his career. So he says. Mind you, you don't want to take too much notice of what he says, but it's succeeding in foxing the general, so the old man rings up the CO every week with suggestions.
Yes, like courts-martial or psychiatric examinations or forcible feeding.
He's rather a brutal old man.
Yes, I think that's enough. Why don't you have a word with him, Sergeant?
But don't let him get at you, and don't lose your temper. It doesn't work.
What's he likely to try?
Well, last week he asked the company commander for compassionate leave on very private and personal grounds. He insisted on seeing him alone. Major Dan brought him to see me. He wanted to return home so that he could witness an eclipse of the moon from the window of his old nursery. But he implored me not to tell his father in case he insisted on another psychiatric examination.
Dinsdale's idea of a joke.
As anyone else would have had the book thrown at him, but the boy was actually crying.
He takes a great deal of trouble to make a monumental nuisance of himself and enjoys himself tremendously. One day he'll come unstuck. Meanwhile, he's the happiest private soldier in the battalion.
Is he disturbed?
You can make up your own mind about that.
Private Dannon. Yes, I wondered when you were going to ask me about him. Very sad, really. He's a quiet sort of chap. Small and secretive. You know, small hedge animal-like. Reminded me of my sister, the district nurse. Oh, yes, really. My father insisted she became a district nurse after she qualified because he believes that people should die at home and she should get her experience for when he passes away. If he thinks Beatrice is going to nurse him, he's got another thing coming.
Which side of the Chevron Hill were you when Dannon collapsed?
The southwest. I was carrying an ammunition box to the top in obedience to orders from our enthusiastic platoon commander, Lieutenant Calder. Private Arv was helping me.
Helping?
Yes, I was resting it on his shoulder. He didn't notice. They're bulls, you know, these Wencher men, marvellous, like dray horses. The only thing that really topples them is some rather unpleasant draft cider that the navvy manager got in. But they only really use it in illegally tormenting recruits in opaque and rustic rituals of ingenious brutality, which of course are strictly forbidden and widely practiced. I don't know about other regiments, but this one's hell. My father certainly knew what he was doing when he sent me down here.
Who else witnessed
Not
Dannon?
me. If you ask me, that madman Doke had the poor little chap all to himself. But it never happened. I mean, the whole thing's fantastic. It's like something out of beau geste. Sick legionnaires staggering about in the sun with boxes of bricks. Soldats de la Légion étrangère.
Wrong tune. Yes, it bears out what the sergeant said himself, but he was so shocked at the time he couldn't be certain if anyone else was in sight.
Yes, I should think he's still pretty well dazed. You better ask his wife.
His wife?
Haven't you met her?
Briefly.
Nubile, isn't she?
I suppose so.
She doesn't fancy me anymore. I once called her husband an instant martinet. She was the only one who saw the joke.
Meaning?
Nothing.
Do you know them both well?
I wouldn't say so.
What's Doke like?
Oh, he's a sort of do-it-yourself colouring book sergeant, and he's Fonzetto Rigo with salvadachos, full of Eastern promise cynosure of sergeant's mess nights. As I say, she used to fancy me, but now she only has eyes for her dashing husband, which, when you think of it, is a beautiful thing in a regiment as licentious as this one. Now, what else can I tell you? Oh, by the way, how did the post-mortem go?
The information's confidential.
Oh, I'm sorry, Sergeant, I shouldn't have asked. The subject died of a burst blood vessel below the heart, which had been in a weakened state for some months, probably unsuspected by him.
How did you know that?
Well, the MO's a friend of mine. Or should I say of my sister Beatrice. They both trained at the same hospital. Amazing coincidence, really. But that was only a summary. You can't give me the details?
No, I can't.
No.
To get back to Private Dannon, or aren't you interested?
Of course I'm interested. That's why I inquired after the poor chap's heart. Do hearts break, Sergeant, or do they simply choke?
When you were lifting these ammunition boxes...
Forget about the ammunition boxes. They'll get you nowhere. In fact, you can forget the scene of the crime altogether.
Crime? You think it was a crime?
I should have thought it was obvious. Dannon was murdered.
The officer was talking to the number 1 section commander. I was keeping an eye on my section, and Lance Corporal Bowden, as I recall, was helping the man adjust his equipment. Oh, and then there was 3
Now,
other
just a
men.
minute. You are 3 section commander.
Yeah, that's right.
Barden has 2 section, and number 1?
That's Hunter. He's over his own section now if you want to talk to him.
No. Dannon was in your section.
Yeah, that's right. He stepped over there.
You saw him die?
No. Well, I mean, he was pretty far gone when I saw him.
It must have been a shock.
Oh, it was a shock. Oh, yes.
Did you like him?
What do you mean?
Dannon, did you like him?
Oh, he's all right. I don't see that it matters. Don't see the point of you chaps coming in here. I mean, what's done's done.
Bad luck on Sergeant Doke.
I don't see that. He couldn't help it. He's a good man, just the type we need. Huh? Tough as old bloody nails he is now.
No?
Look, what happened to Dannon? It's no good trying to blame it on the sergeant. And Corder. He never backed Doke up, you see. You want to remember that. He had it all in his own hands trying to control this mob. You just remember that.
Still, bad luck on Dannon.
Ah, was, wasn't it?
Yes, I'm in 3 section. There's no use asking me about Dannon because I didn't see nothing. And frankly, I'm not interested. There's too much of a song and dance already. You want to let it die down quietly and forget about it. That's the way the company thinks, I can tell you.
There you are, my dear.
Thanks, then. Mind you, that Doke's murder, but then he's mostly fair, and that's what counts.
Fair to everyone?
Naturally.
Including Dannon?
Yeah, including Dannon. He were a runty little thing, and he couldn't stand a piece. But Doke weren't and I were sick, were he? You keep your hands off Doke, Sergeant. It's only right. He got the respect to the men, and that's what counts. Or ask the corporals, Jot and Barden. Now, they wouldn't reckon Doke much if he weren't no good. Because those lads is very particular who they have over him. They've both been busted once or twice, see? They knows what's what with discipline.
I'll work that one out later.
Hmm?
So you don't think that Dannon was victimized or persecuted in any way?
Why should he have been?
I'll ask the question.
Fire away. Hello, Harry. Sergeant, this is Lance Corporal Barton, Sergeant Mann.
Hello.
SIB. Bitter?
Thanks, Ron.
Find a bitter, Lynn.
You're 2-section commander.
That's right. But Dannon belonged to Bill's job section. You ought to talk to him.
I have. Did you know the dead man well?
Off and on.
But no particular friend of yours?
Well, why should he be?
Were you busted once?
Well, what's that got to do with it?
I can't imagine. Busted from what?
Corporal.
What for?
Bloke got bashed. It was a mistake. I'm not ashamed. Go on, look it up.
What do you get?
Glass house.
So you wouldn't be one of the ones who thought Sergeant Doke as tough as old bloody nails?
Well, he has to be. Calder relies on him because Calder's dead soft. That's what you want to know, isn't it?
Thanks for the drink.
Thanks, Ron.
Hello, Sergeant.
How do you get the bruises?
Oh, it's nothing, sort of once every 6 weeks.
What do you mean?
Well, the rhinoceros get restive. I get on their nerves and they tend to jump me. They're marvellous, you know. Absolute experts at surreptitious violence, dainty as dormice on their enormous feet. Needless to say, my father knows all about this. Do you know, he once sent a prime suspect 5 shillings by postal order. 5 shillings, I ask you. I should have thought £5 was more the going rate for the job. Mind you, they're pretty tolerant, wencher men. Vicious, though. You should see their battle honours. They're a disgrace to civilization.
You said Dannon was murdered.
I'm afraid somebody overheard that. It didn't help very much.
He died of heart failure after prolonged exertion.
Precisely. It's the same thing, isn't it?
I don't follow.
Yes, well, I'm rather glad of that, Sergeant, because, quite frankly, I don't want to get thumped again. Say, do you like those?
Why don't you come to the point, Farrow?
Because I don't have to, and you know it. But keep talking.
Look, would you tell me what's behind this if there was no need for you to be afraid of reprisal?
You are wonderful, Sergeant. I'm not afraid of reprisals. I'm not scared of this menagerie. I love it. It's my home. I don't want to spoil it, to traduce it by slander and complaint when it took me in and cared for me. I don't suppose you SIB people know what loyalty means. I mean the old-fashioned kind my father taught me in the happier days, when he and my saintly mother would hunt Beatrice and I with hounds through the woodlands of our Wenshire estate.
I'll see you later.
I don't really know where he come from. He had a sort of London voice, though he looked like a Cornishman. There's no telling these days in the army. It's all a bit of a mix-up, what with it getting smaller and that. And then, of course, you get a more educated sort of bloke, even in the infantry, if you know what I mean. I was all right with old Dannon. Not a jolly bloke, mind you, but I got on with him all right.
Papers say he was born in Ireland.
Yeah, I did hear something about that, but of course he weren't Irish, because he didn't speak Irish. You could tell. He weren't a betting man, and he weren't a drinking man, so he couldn't have been, could he?
What about Sergeant Doke?
Sergeant Doke?
Yes, what's your opinion of him?
Well, that's a different thing, isn't it? I mean, well, you know, I don't want to, there's no point, is there, not now the little chap's dead?
One or two of the other men say that Doke's very strict, very tough.
Yeah, but you don't want to go putting words into my mouth, Sergeant. I don't want to do the chap down, not now. It's be feeling pretty rough. I mean, it weren't his fault that Dannon had a weak heart. You can't always tell from what some people say, you know, like the way some people exaggerate and that.
What do you mean? Who said what?
I never said nothing.
Who exaggerated?
Oh, you see, that's the whole point. He didn't exaggerate. That was the tragedy of it. He meant it. It were true.
Who meant what?
Well, Dannon.
Yes?
When he said his chest hurt him and he felt faint from time to time.
When did he say that?
Oh, on and off, once or twice.
To whom?
Oh, I don't remember.
Must remember.
No good, Sergeant. There's no use putting words into my mouth.
Good night, my dear.
All right, I'll talk to you later.
All right.
Nice weather.
My name's Mann.
Oh, really?
SIB.
Oh, that's nice. My grandfather was in the lifeboat. It's off the Lizard.
We're a branch of the military police.
Oh.
Can I have another half a bitter?
Yes, of course, my dear.
And what do you have?
Oh, thanks. I'll have, military police, eh? I'll have a rum and bit of lemon. That all right?
Sure.
Oh, don't worry. They'll talk to you in time. They're not fussy, the wenches.
Sergeant Doke come in here?
Well, no, not really. Not so much. I mean, nowadays, when they let the lads drink with the sergeants, it's not so bad, but... Well, with his wife and that, you know, there used to be trouble.
Oh, he used to bring his wife in here, did he?
Oh, no, certainly not. Oh, no, they don't bring their wives, not in here. Well, I got enough trouble as it is, haven't I, with no wives? Well, I'm sure she's very attractive if you like that sort of thing, but... There was always the danger of remarks.
Remark?
Well, I shouldn't say this,
But you're going to.
Well, what I mean is, some of them did say that she had a roving eye.
The devil.
Well, so naturally, there's always the danger of remarks. So it stands to reason her husband don't come in here much. And I'm sure he's very happy at home.
Where did her eye rove?
Well, I shouldn't tell you this, but when I heard about it, it did make me very angry.
Yes?
Well, you see, there's a very nice young boy. You know, well-spoken, good-looking. Well, a decent lad from a good background. I mean to say, there was a rumour his father were a general. Of course, you know how people exaggerate. Anyway, this Sally Doke. Well, I think it was disgraceful.
And the boy's name was Dinsdale Farrow?
Yes. How'd you know? Oh, you're on to Jim Doke about that suicide yesterday, are you?
Suicide?
Well, whatever it were.
Not heard that before.
Well, no one ever tells me anything. Naturally, people have to be careful in a place like this. I mean, I used to warn it.
Warn who?
Well, Dinsdale. Private Farrow. And you see, I sort of try and keep him straight like, you know. A nice young chap like that's worth looking after, don't you think? Such sad eyes he's got. Very unhappy home life. Got a poor little sister called Beatrice, works in a strip club. Honest, I've seen him in tears about it.
Did Mrs. Doke's eye wander anywhere else?
It never stopped.
You're hurting me.
There's not going to be any more talk about you, is there?
No, darling. Are you still worrying about that SIB man? Oh, they've got no right to interfere.
The Major already checked out on what happened.
But what can he do, this Sergeant Man?
Do? He can't do nothing.
Well, what's he here for then?
Just a formality.
You mean because the chap died?
And because the Major panicked. Couldn't handle it on his own, so he panicked. That's why the SRB's here.
Oh, I see.
It's a good job I didn't panic.
Yeah. It is, isn't it?
Don't you worry, love. They're not going to throw me.
I believe you.
I'm just going down the pub. I'll have a drink with the lads. Find out what's happening.
Well, don't be late, darling.
Of course not.
The medical report's quite conclusive, except for one thing.
Yes?
It says that Dannon's heart weakness was probably unknown to him.
Yes.
But apparently he did complain about it more than once.
Oh, did he?
Only to his friends, of course.
Who told you this?
Private officer.
Well, he's reliable. I suppose it just didn't go any further. I mean, men complain of lots of things. Chap himself probably thought it was indigestion. Anyone else say anything?
No, sir.
How many have you talked to?
About a dozen.
Well, what do you think?
Well, there could be something. That chap, Farrow.
I shouldn't take too much notice of what he says.
Yes, I realise that, sir.
Now, that'll be Calder. Come in.
Oh, good evening, sir. Any news, Sergeant?
I don't know. Why should Farrow call Sergeant Doke an instant martinet?
Well, he was building up a bit of a reputation for himself. Tightened up his ideas, less easygoing.
Oh, he was easygoing, was he?
No, I disagree. So long as I've known him, Sergeant Doke has always been a perfectly efficient NCO. He's never been slack.
So you wouldn't agree with the term martinet?
Well, it's also much a question of comparison. Yes, I think he's become stricter. As I say, he was getting that reputation. But I certainly wouldn't say there are any grounds for complaint amongst the men.
It depends what you mean by grounds. Were there any complaints?
No, none at all.
And what about you, sir? Would you say your own standards were high?
Perhaps. Look, we try to keep pace with the modern army. We cut down the bull, which the men hate, and keep the discipline tight where it really matters. They respect that.
Yes, some of them, but everyone seems to agree that Sergeant Doke was getting extremely tough.
All right then, tough.
You think that the only person likely to complain is dead?
I don't know what I think, sir. The idea of a conspiracy seems ridiculous. I mean, there isn't the smallest thing. Even the blankets and the packs full and the 2-inch mortar, they don't seem to be the slightest bit significant. So he never reported sick. So he carried more than the others because he didn't hear the orders. So he carried his ammunition boxes further than the others. So what? I don't seem to be able to get any further than that.
What does Private Farrow say?
Private Farrow says he was murdered. But then Private Farrow says his sister, Beatrice, is a district nurse.
Private Farrow has no sisters.
Well, there you are.
But he knows something. At any rate that it wasn't an accident, and I happen to agree.
You agree about the facts? Sergeant Doke chased this man till he dropped because he had a weak heart which couldn't stand the strain. You're not disputing that?
No.
Now, if there was malicious intent to kill Dannon, murder, then you're suggesting that Doke had a motive and found an opportunity, perhaps knew that the man was ill. But there isn't the slightest bit of evidence to support any of this. And you yourself say that Doke was not unreasonably severe. Well, surely we're all wasting our time. Why should you suspect anything beyond the simple fact?
Look, I think there's a crucial difference of opinion here. Sergeant, your inquiries have shown that Sergeant Doke has become something of a martinet these past few weeks, and that this process has culminated in the death of a man. That Doke went too far. But Mr. Calder rejects the term martinet and sees wheels within wheels. I think we ought to make up our minds whether or not we are wasting your time.
Are you defending Sergeant Doke because you feel responsible for what happened? It doesn't help, sir. Shall I give it another 24 hours, sir?
Oh, very well, then. If you want me, I'll be in the mess.
Thank you, sir.
Damn fool. That man's been dragged in here on the most tenuous grounds I've ever heard of, pretty well at your urging. What the hell do you mean by confusing the issue?
I'm sorry, sir. It's just I don't think Doke knew what he was doing.
Look, you're busy blaming yourself and trying to excuse everyone else. Look, just forget about the guilt for a bit and help the poor chap get at the facts.
What facts?
He should be back by now.
Sure is.
Of course, if he feels like a drink with the lads sometimes,
Of course.
Mind you, if it's me on the cards, it's a different story. Shall I show you what he gave me last time?
No, don't bother. He's the no-nonsense type, then, is he?
He's a man. And he's doing a man's job, Sergeant. Look, I don't know what they got you in here for, but you do see, don't you? He was only doing his job.
Did you know the chap who died?
What, Dannon? Yes, I knew him.
Were you friendly with him?
What? Oh, Sergeant. I'm sorry, but you're dead simple, aren't you? That would be a nice, tidy answer to your little problem. I fancy Joe Dannon, so my Jim run him to death. Crime of passion on Shevin Hill.
You weren't friendly with him?
No, dear. And to put your mind at rest, I'm only friendly with my husband. I'm not saying there wasn't a time when I had my fling, but that's all over now.
Why should that be?
You ask a lot of cheeky questions, don't you? All right, I know what they're saying. Jim's supposed to have put the screws on his platoon. They say he turned nasty. Well, that's only because he was too easygoing before, and I like him the way he is now.
The way he is now? Why do you think he's changed?
I don't know.
You sure?
Yes, honest.
In fact, you were surprised at him.
Yes, I was a bit.
And you prefer him like this?
Yes, I do. So if you do hear any gossip, and you may, remember, it's out of date.
I promise.
I know, dear. I know just how you feel.
It's hell at night times, you understand. Dreams and things like that.
Yes, I know, dear.
At school, the other boys used to chain me to the mowing machine and laugh as I hurried by, covered in damp grass.
Oh, poor little soul.
But I had a small book of sacred poetry, and sometimes when I could curl up in the bicycle shed, or all alone...
Look, would you like another drink? Come on, I'll pay.
Oh, well, perhaps a little Benedictine.
You like to see me home after?
Oh, you don't want meal in, darling, not again. I mean, the other men are so much stronger. I'm so feeble and uncertain. Oh, well, if you insist. Hello, Sergeant.
Are you busy?
Well, things are a little precious, but have a drink on Venus. Her glands are going mad. She has a thing about my black eye.
Good evening, Sergeant.
Evening.
Oh, you two know each other.
Oh, yes, he's a police.
Have a beer.
Oh, I'll get it. What are you going to have?
What, again?
It's the taxpayers' money, love, yours and mine.
Half a bitter and, rum and bitter lemon?
Thanks.
Isn't she gorgeous? She has a great deal about her that reminds me of my sister Beatrice.
You haven't got a sister.
You've been talking to Major Helmer. Such an intelligent and lively fellow. Like all seconds in command, his paternal knowledge of the battalion is encyclopedic. A gentle, omniscient figure, brooding all day over the problem of the men. Would it surprise you to know that his whole career has been marred by a series of unhappy incidents, to the chaps I mean, after each of which he has been completely stricken? He relies to a large extent on a small Bible given to him by a sergeant major who drowned during one of his wartime exercises, which suffices him to control the morale of his charges, of whom, of course, he has none, being only second in command. A wholly delightful figure and a great friend of my father, Sparrow Brain Farrow, presently at the Ministry of Defence.
There you are, dear.
Well, now, shall we drink to a little more tolerance and a little more understanding?
Come on, Evelyn. Come on, let's have a point.
Oh, isn't she good?
Are you planning to stay long in the army?
Well, I'm not going to leave now. Well, not till the regiment's gone to war, at any rate. I mean, can you think of anything more pictorially sensuous? Those great surge monsters, tiptoeing up to tiny Asiatics and garrotting them. Wencher-men sweating with fear in slimy jungles. Besides, I adore helicopters. Have you ever been winched up by a helicopter, Sergeant? It's sort of resurrective.
How was Dannon murdered?
Find out.
Why, then?
Because he was a Gombeen man.
A what?
In Ireland, a sort of grocer, come moneylender, extortioner, Gombeen.
Before he joined?
Oh, no, he was too young. I'm talking about his mentality. Dead fly, Dannon. He'd take any Wenshire man to the cleaners. If you'd seen the rhino's kin at work on market day, you'd know that was quite something.
I thought he kept to himself.
A chameleon. He got his ethics from an Irish post office, his accent from Bethnal Green, lost his religion in an army prison, and his identity in an English county regiment of light infantry. Yes, he did keep to himself, the little twister. I was rather fond of him.
Thanks.
Oh, what flesh. Sergeant, for heaven's sake, vanish, or I will get carved.
Good night.
Good night.
Oh, that's it. I've the song sang, war just for me.
Come along, Sergeant Man. I should have thought it was obvious.
That's my lad.
Now, Sergeant Mann wants to have another word with you because I've recommended you as a sensible sort of chap who's likely to give a balanced judgment. It's most important you don't let us down.
Well, what does he want me to say, sir?
I think we'll leave that to him. But for goodness sake, remember, you aren't doing the rest of the men any good by trying to cover up for... Well, if Sergeant Doke had it in for Dannon. All right, Arv.
Sir. Morning.
Morning.
What Mr. Calder's getting so worked up about?
Well, he's going to carry the camp. What happened?
Oh, yeah. That's bad luck, that. He's a decent bloke.
Sit down. 3 questions, Arv. Consider them carefully and take your time. Was Dannon disliked, generally?
I've told you, no.
How would you describe him?
Well, I'll say this much. He was a sly little fella. But us chaps don't mind him a bit crafty. There's no harm in a bit of brain.
Not very clever and the lens of him with this lad, though.
It's different, isn't it? I mean, he couldn't beat the army, could he? Not in a straight fight. Now, a bloke like that Jot, you know, the corporal, well, he's not that bright, but he fits, if you follow me.
And Dannon didn't fit.
Well, not to his own advantage, if you see what I mean.
Second question. Are you certain that no one, not even the man himself, knew that his heart was Dickie?
Well, how can I tell that? I mean, I don't know if he felt ill, whether he reported it or no, nor what he said to him.
Well, he certainly never saw the MO.
Well, then.
But it's possible it was talked about without any action being taken.
Well, now you're asking me to make guesses. I don't see much point.
Well, if you had a weak heart, you might get, overtired, pains in your heart, dizzy spells, short of breath. Wouldn't you report sick?
Might do, might not.
Third question. Sergeant Doke's wife. There have been rumors about her.
Ah, that one. Yeah. Well, I knew she's quieting down a bit.
And what did they used to say about her?
Well, I think you better ask the others. You see, I don't know nothing about her.
Sure.
I think I'd better be getting along now.
All right.
You.
Any use?
Not much, sir.
Oh, I just thought if I made it a bit more official.
Well, I was completely honest, but he won't be disloyal to his mates. Well, we're checking back, sir. Will you tell me something?
Yes?
Right from the start, you thought there was foul play. Can you explain again why?
It's just a thing you feel. Something was going on before my very eyes, and yet I didn't know what it was. The one thing I couldn't accept was that Sergeant Doke had really gone so far. I don't know. Perhaps Danner knew, but he's dead. Perhaps Doke didn't realize what he was doing.
Now, what do you mean by that, sir?
Well, I mean that through all the march, they were both being watched. All the time. Up the hill and around. Out of sight, there was someone holding his breath. Now, you may say, how could I have felt this when I had no idea of what was going on? Well, I've been with these men for some time, and somehow you get to know. Look, whatever was happening was being hidden from me very carefully, and yet I felt it. That's the only explanation I can give you. That's what I told Major Helmer, and that's why we called you in. I'm sorry we wasted your time. Well, now I suppose you want to go.
No, sir, I don't want to go. I haven't finished yet.
I don't see I got any more explaining to do.
I just want a few facts.
Facts. The more I says, the more I get in. Why don't you lay off? You must know by now we're an accident. I tell you, I wish the CO were back. You'd be out of here on the double.
No, I don't think you're in much.
Well, then,
Why did Dunham never report sick?
because they never felt sick, that's why.
Doesn't sound very likely.
How can you tell? These things come out sudden.
Some strength, huh?
Huh?
On the other hand, it's leadership that counts, isn't it?
You could say that.
Platoon seem to have quite an opinion of you.
Meaning?
Respect, you know, respect. Hard man, they say.
Oh, that's it, really, isn't it? Well, you know, Sergeant. All right, I pushes him hard. I gotta push him hard. That's what we're here for. But I'm sorry about Dannon. I'm sorry about him. I mean, a thing like that, it can happen, can it? I'll be reasonable. I blames myself a little.
Oh, I wouldn't?
I do. Well, that's all there is to it, Sergeant, man. There's no point in you being here. I'm sorry what's called, I must say. It's bad for the regiment, it's bad for all of us.
Not all of you.
Huh?
I think we'll probably have another talk later.
Late as you like.
Morning, Len.
Good morning, Sergeant.
How's Dinsdale?
Oh, he's much better now, thank you, poor lamb. What he wanted was a good meal.
Really? I noticed Sergeant Doke in here last night.
Oh, yes, he was, wasn't he? Had to get rid of him before closing time. It's for his own good, really, in front of the man.
That bad?
Rotten.
Well, he's been under a strain, hasn't he?
Mind you, Bill Jott and Harry Barden looked after him.
The two corporals who were with him.
Yeah, that's right.
It's unusual him coming in here, you said.
That's right. We're open now. What'll you have?
Half a bit, please. Tell me, when he did come in, who were his mates?
Same two.
Always?
Pretty well.
What do you think of Sergeant Doke?
Think of him? Well, he's weak, really, isn't he? I felt sorry for him.
But not for his wife.
Are you kidding?
I'll hold the board of inquiry as soon as man gets the report. But it can't wait forever.
When's the commanding officer due back, sir?
I don't see what that's got to do with it.
Well, if Doke's going to be punished or I'm going to be
But
reprimanded...
that's a matter for a court-martial. There's no indication for that yet. Man's only fishing. That's what he's here for. He's not working for a prosecution.
I doubt if you'd see it that way,
I
sir.
don't give a damn how he sees it. He's here to help.
Yes, sir.
So far, the Wenchires haven't come across, which is what I was afraid of.
I just thought...
Yes?
Well, if he keeps talking long enough, perhaps something will come across.
Well, he hasn't got much time.
Well, I don't see why you don't just drop the old thing, Sergeant. I mean, where's it leading you to? I'll tell you, as far as I'm concerned, Dannon weren't worth it. All this fuss, I mean. What are you trying to do? Put the blame on someone? Twere nobody's fault, him collapsing like that. I mean to say, the sergeant's got enough to answer for to this poor chap.
What do you mean Dannon wasn't worth it?
You're a waste of time. They must have told you that by now.
No, they haven't. This isn't just your opinion, then.
I'm not answering for anyone else, but it stands to reason. Look, that little cuss have been in and out the glass house more times than enough.
Really?
Well, I knows he done one spell, I were told.
So it doesn't matter him getting knocked up?
I never said that, but he weren't no use. He'd been in the glass house. I thought I'd hold that against a chap normally, but I knows for a fact he pinched off his mates, this one.
I'd like to hear more about that.
Well, 'tis no use asking me, ask the company commander. Anyway, for a while back.
All right, so Dannon wasn't worth it, but why do you feel you have to protect Sergeant Doke?
I don't feel no such thing. He hadn't done nothing wrong, I keeps telling you.
Surely to hound a man who's not well.
Who said he hounded him?
Who said Dannon wasn't worth my time? How much of my time do you think you're worth? You're a liar, Jed. You won't admit you disliked Dannon, but you obviously hated his guts.
Excuse me.
Is that all, Sergeant?
I seem to have caught a bit of a cold walking back from Venus's place. She didn't have enough money for a taxi.
Bad luck.
I once told Private Dannon to report his little malaise, but Corporal Jott did nothing about it.
Are you serious?
Don't I look serious? I'm glad you let Rippert run, Jed. He was the one that thumped me. I felt like giving you a tip-bet. Now, of course, I shall be liquidated unless I can buy myself out by nightfall.
All right, John, I want to know. Did Dannon at any time tell you that he wanted to report sick?
No.
Did he ever complain about feeling ill?
Did mention having a cold about 3 months back.
You know what I mean.
I don't remember anything in particular.
Well, I think I'll be able to find witnesses who'll say he definitely told you about certain symptoms on several occasions and that you persuaded him to ignore them.
Will you now?
You going to talk?
Not to please you, Sergeant. You chaps got a way of making a bloke say things you don't mean.
Why did you have it in for Dannon? And who helped you? Was it Barden?
You're joking. If Dannon was so clever, he could look after himself, couldn't he?
Who said anything about him being clever?
I did. Ask any of them. Ask Jed. He done him at poker a time or two. And then there were other things.
What other things?
You were a nasty little man.
Did you do Sergeant Doke?
No. It's the other way round.
Is that a fact?
Look, don't go blaming it on the sergeant. It were an accident. And you know that quite well.
Do I?
Oh, come in, Sergeant. We've got the contact sheet you asked for.
Including Dannon's.
Thank you, sir. Yes, Dannon, Jott, and Barden. Those are the three.
You best come in then. What's it all about then?
Once upon a time, you were an easygoing NCO about to be promoted to sergeant in a platoon of A Company. You had a very attractive wife.
What's it got to do with her?
Well, I'm being a bit personal now because we can afford to be. You see, none of this will ever come out on the official record because it can never be proved. But a man is dead, and with deference to his not very illustrious memory, it would be nice to have the truth just among ourselves.
The truth about what?
How he died, why he died.
I don't know.
No, that's just it. You don't. I'm pretty certain you had no idea what was going on.
About what? Why do you keep on?
Because here you stand, Sergeant Doke, tough, as they said, as old Bloody Nails, the scourge of #1 platoon with a man's death on your hands and no idea how it came about.
They said he had a weak heart.
Yes. Why don't you sit down? Can I go on? One by one, 3 men came to join the platoon. Privates Barden, Jott, and Dannon. The first 2 were moved from another company. Dannon from the parachute brigade, because he failed to measure up to their fitness tests after a while.
That's correct.
But then they're very particular, and for normal infantry purposes, the man was absolutely fit.
Of course he was.
Now I've got to go back a bit, a couple of years, because there's a link between them. At one time, all 3 were in the same glass house.
Huh? Oh, I knew about Dannon. I didn't know about...
Yes, everyone seems to have known about Dannon. For a man who kept himself to himself, he was a bit unsuccessful with that bit. Have you ever been in a detention centre, Sergeant?
No.
Well, they vary. Certain men try to fight the system, but that doesn't do them any good. Others just stick it out. And a small minority manage to get away with things in a surprising manner. Dannon was one of them. Do you know what a gone beam man is?
No.
Well, life in a DC can be pretty tough. The smallest advantage, one man over another, one crafty little gone beam. The exploiting type, you follow, Sergeant? Selling tobacco for privileges. Getting relief from the worst of the life there. Skiving, cheating, chiseling, pushing other men, better men, say like Jott and Barden. Well, he could drive them to such a state. And in a DC where you're pushed and pushed every hour, every day, when you make an enemy, you make one. Dannon made 2.
Jott and Barden.
Enemies built to last. 2 blokes who couldn't forget and wouldn't forgive. And someday they wanted to get back at him. Informing of the centre didn't get them anywhere. Dannon was too fly for them up there. But later, Sergeant, much later, these 2 had their chance. It took them a long time, but they worked it.
Are you mad? Well, I know these blokes. They're the personal friends of mine.
Yes, they found a friend. You were the instrument. Their weapon. But first you had to be forged. And it suited you. Because the more of a tough nut you became, the more your erring wife would sit down. A man died. Sit down. So everyone was happy. When the whole marvellous opportunity ripened, when they guessed that Dannon's A1 constitution was weakening, they upped the pressure.
What pressure?
You know, tough bloke, the sergeant's tough but fair. The men appreciate that, Sarge, you can tell. I mean, you get out of the sky, there's don't take no nonsense from the chances like Dannon. They don't pull their weight, they're for it. They know that, Sarge. Ring a bell?
You're a match.
Because here, in their own regiment, it was the army, not a prison with prison rules. Here, there was pride to work on. And Dannon was being taken for a trick or two he knew nothing about.
You're Barney.
How long was it before his name cropped up? Dannon. Dannon was the bloke to chase. Dead idle Dannon. Not the other half, Sergeant. And soon his name was mentioned more and more, and then the punishment began. Revenge on the sick man.
Look, I didn't know.
No, of course you didn't. They managed to play that bit down, even to the Gombean man. And they waited for the final throw. Hinting, suggesting, encouraging. Setting you on Dannon's back, until eventually during a forced march, old Bloody Nails finished the job for them. As I say, none of this will ever come out, because there's no way of making it stick. You're a lucky man. And I think your wife's beautiful.
They'll deny all this at the inquiry.
Yes, sir.
You say that Dannon had no known relatives or friends outside the regiment.
That's right, sir. So we're not so much concerned about his reputation or what survives of him.
I hope you'll just record the facts as you know them and have done with them.
Yes, sir.